Yo, what up guys? Treasure map is upon us, as decreed by the monthly content cycle, but since it's the 11th anniversary, we get to grind up to 20 million. Yay! And for that, we're gonna be rewarded with a new tandem tablet. So make sure to get to 20 million because these tablets are really scarce. So without further ado, let's check out my teams. And hopefully, even if you don't have the units, you can get some inspiration to make this treasure map easier. I'll have some alternatives up on the screen, but as usual, if you have any questions, comment down below. I'll try to help as much as I can. The best way to clear the mini bosses is with the speed teams, even if you don't have any boosters on the teams. Only the final boss and the intrusion that matters, because they're the ones that give them the biggest amount of points and that they scale the most as you clear the levels of treasure map. So the goal is to get through the 4 mini bosses as fast as possible and with the least amount of specials used. So with that in mind, let's start with the first team for Franky. This one is pretty simple. We're gonna get just 9 turns of despair. We have Roger here as despair reducer, and also our wave clear. With 2 Rogers, we're gonna be clearing stage 1 and stage 2. We're gonna have Cat and Dog for orb and attack boost at the end, and color affinity on stage 3. And we have Momonosuke here for orbs from stage 1. So Momonosuke is gonna give us 1 orbs from stage 1, and we're gonna keep those until the end and kill the boss with them. So this is gonna be the skeleton of the team. These 2 units here, Vivi and Ryoma, don't matter. You can add any units there, any of your highest boosters. So the theme is gonna be, for all these teams, gonna be a unit that give us orbs from level 1 that can be changed and that we keep until the end, so we don't have to worry about orbs at stage 3, and the unit that can wave clear, and usually the captain is the one that can deal with the mechanics. And we move to the Brook team. This fight, he puts up 6 turns of threshold and hit us with 1 turn of special rewind on the left column and 3 turns of special bind on the right column, and black orbs for everybody. The way we deal with it, as usual, we have a wave clear. It's gonna be the Zoro, gonna deal with stage 1 and stage 2. We have Bonnie here. She's not mandatory, but she's here to give us the orbs at the start at stage 1. And we have Luffy that's going to deal with the special rewind and the black orb. So Luffy's going to use his EX and use his special. EX is going to allow us to go through threshold, and his special is going to give us a full orb of Psi orbs and color affinity and orb boost. So the whole thing is Zoro and Luffy, and the rest can be 2 extra Straw Hats to enable us to activate Luffy's EX, and the last one can be any unit. Up next is the Nami and Usopp fight, and we get hit by 8 turns of bind, blow away to the second row, and 5 turns of attack down. So the way we're gonna deal with it, if we're gonna have a captain that reduces bind, I chose to go with this Yamato because it's given for free to everybody as they start the game. But you can also go with other captains, just like the 10th anniversary Sai Shanks. He's a good choice too. The rest of the crew is going to be this Hiyori here to give us the rainbow orb at stage 1, and Brook so we can clear stage 1 and stage 2 with him. And we're gonna have this Usopp. What? He's replaceable with this Robin. He's just here to reduce attack down by 5 turns. The free-to-play Psy Robin that we get as we start the game is usually could be useful here too. See, that basically does the same thing. You can see 5 turns of attack down. Make sure to give her support Luffy so we can get some extra benefits here. And the Sanji is just there as a point booster, and we can use his special to give us some more damage later on. But he's really not mandatory. You can put any side unit over there. Just make sure to have your hardest hitting unit at the bottom row with the unit that's going to remove attack down, because the middle row is going to be blown away. And finally we go to the last mini boss. This time we chose to go with the Sulongs, just to enable us to go through the threshold. It could be this Sulong, you could like swap them. You could go even with Carrot Wanda, you can go with the new Carrot and the Cat Dog. But basically we're gonna clear stage 1 and stage 2 either with Cat, and if it's not enough damage, we're gonna replace this one with Vista and use his special on stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 3 we're gonna get hit by 6 turns of attack down, 8 turns of threshold, and 6 turns of defense. This Croc is going to remove the 6 turns of attack down and the 6 turns of defense. If you don't have him and you have the 10th anniversary Dex Roger, he's great for this because it gives us extra boosts. But basically these are the only 2 units that can remove 6 turns of attack down and 6 turns of defense. And the Sulong form of the cat is going to allow us to go through the threshold. And this Hiyori here is only for 1 orbs that we're going to keep from stage 1 until stage 3 to help us kill the boss and not worry about the orbs. And finally, well not finally, the penultimate fight, and it's going to be the Luffy Zoro Sanji. Make sure to have either a captain or a friend captain Kizaru, because it's really useful for this fight. You can get by without Nami or Luffy Zoro Sanji, but he's pretty mandatory for this fight. Stage 2, gonna get 2 turns of special rewind and special lock on the middle row, 6 turns of damage reduction, and 10 turns of despair. We're gonna use Kizaru's special to give the middle row 6 turns of special, and then we're gonna use Nami to reduce the threshold, and then use Monet to reduce despair. So we get this 10 turns, and then with Sockets it goes down to 7 turns, and she removes 6 turns, and her Sailor removes 1 turn. So that's 10 turns in total. So it's pretty handy, and she's a high booster, so make sure to use her on any of your teams. And then we move on to stage 3. Stage 3, it's going to be 7 turns of special bind and 7 turns of burn. Captain Kizaru deals with them. That's why we bring him. And then 6 turns of paralysis, which is going to be Luffy Zoro Sanji's task to deal with. And make sure to have a Sai support on Kizaru to give us the territory. And finally we made it to the last boss, which is the hardest of these of this treasure map, because they tailored it so you're forced to pull for this broken Zoro. But we're not going to fall for that. We're gonna just use our resources that we have. We're gonna use Zoro as a friend captain because it's pretty useful, especially for stage 2. And then hopefully find a way to deal with the rainbow orb barrier, because that's the hardest part to deal with in this fight. So stage 2, we're gonna get hit by 2 turns of chain attack down, 2 turns stun for row 2 and row 3, 6 turns of threshold, 6 turns of defense up. So Zoro is going to deal with the threshold and the chain, and then Nami is going to deal with it's going to deal with the attack down, the defense up. Move into stage 3. We're gonna use Kizaru to give us CD back for Nami at the start. Make sure to have again a Psi unit on him to give us territory. Nami is going to remove 6 turns of damage reduction and give us full board of Tandem Orbs. And then for the resilience, we have this Momonosuke support on Luffy Zoro Sanji. Once we launch him, he's going to give us end of turn damage, which in turn is going to go through this resilience. And the last 4 turns of damage reduction is going to be dealt with this York here. Make sure to have the double special activation. She's going to be able to remove 4 turns once you launch her twice. That makes it 10 turns of damage reduction in total. And for the barrier, there is really no elegant way to get around it, but this Stasi removes the 5 turns of a rainbow of a barrier. It's either a barrier remover or the Kizuna Shirahoshi support if you have her, but I know a lot of people don't have her, so we just went with this Stasi here. We have other alternatives. If you have Tabo Luffy or Nami Karina, I have these 2 teams up on the screen. If you can make them, these are going to be your best bets to defeat this fight. That's it for me. If you have any questions, ask down below. I'll be happy to help. And have a nice day.